Okay, so for this hardware unbox video, going to be doing things a little bit differently. There's not going to be any of those blue bar graphs in this one, and well, there's going to be no benchmarking at all. But wait, before you click away, believe me, this one's still going to be well worth watching. I will be showing you a bit of a tour of my benchmark lab, and I'll be putting together a cool new gaming chair from Corsair, and that's where I plan to sit my backside for at least the next 24 hours while I complete my Ryzen 3 benchmarks. A few months ago now, I took a short trip to attend a Corsair event where they were showing off at the time it was the upcoming T1 race gaming chairs. And it's a good thing I did, because these sort of race gaming type chair things, they're not really my thing. Over the years, I've sat on quite a few of them, and they just haven't really impressed me. They certainly haven't or don't hold a candle to my daily driver, which is the Ergohuman. That's quite a smart, sophisticated chair, and it would certainly turn its nose up at the gaming chairs I've seen. However, as I said, it was a good thing I did attend Corsair's event for the T1 race and check it out in person, because it is a really, really nice chair. Before I tell you about the chair, let's quickly put it together. I won't do the whole process in real time, because it'll probably take 10 or 15 minutes, and you guys probably don't want to see me fumbling around for 10 or 15 minutes trying to put a chair together. So I'll speed through that. I've got my daughters to help me, so that should make it slightly more challenging, but enjoyable. Once I'm done, I'll sit my backside on it and tell you a little bit about it. Well, there you go. I think it was well worth the small amount of effort I put into putting it together. So as you can see, I do have the blue version of the seat. It also comes in yellow, red, grey and black. So if you want a more stealthy look, the black version would be the way to go. However, I quite like the hardware unboxed blue highlights of this version, and the blue stitching, which I'll show in a moment. It's right behind me on the synthetic or PU leather. It looks really nice. Actually, right away, that's something I should touch on. Although this material looks like leather, it's actually split leather that's been overlaid with polyurethane, and that's why it's commonly referred to as PU leather. When compared to real full-grain leather, PU leather is thinner and therefore not as strong, but it is, as you might expect, cheaper to produce. It still has a nice looking finish, but its lack of durability means it won't survive the same kind of abuse. Still, it is commonly used for furniture and works well for this purpose. The cool thing about the look of the T1 race is that it features two different textured leathers. One is your more traditional looking leather, if you will, while the other is an aggressive looking carbon fibre texture. The carbon fibre areas are where Corsair have applied their coloured accents, and as you can see, the blue looks very nice. Although I am coming from an Ergohuman, I can honestly say the T1 race is a comfortable chair, and it does have a good degree of adjustment for added comfort and ergonomics. Is it as good as something like the Ergohuman though? Well, no, it's definitely not. The Ergohuman, though, is a best-in-class product, and it also costs significantly more. Moving on, the back of the seat does recline from a 90-degree angle down to 180 degrees. Also included in the package are some PU leather-wrapped neck and lumbar pillows for additional support. The rest of the chair is very durable thanks to a mostly steel construction, and I really like those heavy-duty rollerblade type caster wheels, which are not only very strong but also allow you to glide around with ease. This is particularly useful for me, as I like to move from test system to test system. The armrests can be adjusted in multiple ways. They can be raised to a height of 38cm or lowered to just 28cm. They also move left or right, forwards or backwards, and can also be swiveled as well. Of course, the chair is also height adjustable using a steel constructed gas lift, which allows you to sit your backside as low as 32cm or as high as 42cm. So here I am sitting at my main PC, and before some of you completely spaz out at the fact that there are some cables on my desk, remember this is an actual work zone. I do all my benchmarking here, so they're test systems and they're constantly being moved around and used. So you don't regularly pump out 30 game benchmark videos and have a setup that looks like it could win setup wars, for example. Anyway, to my left right now I have my Ryzen test rig with the ASRock X370 Taichi motherboard. For those of you who haven't seen the video of this build coming together, I'll provide a link for that in the video description. The reason that system's sitting here to my left right now is because I've started testing Ryzen 3 for tomorrow night's video, so keep an eye out for that one. Then to my right I have the Intel equivalent, which features the ASRock Z270 Taichi. And again, if you want to know more about this system, I'll include a link to it in the video description. Both of these rigs were sponsored by Corsair. They provided many parts for me to build the systems, though I should note that this video, including the T1 race chair, hasn't been sponsored by Corsair. They genuinely just sent me the chair and said, hey, check it out, sit on it, do your thing, some benchmarking, and hopefully you'll have a good time. Getting back to my benchmarking setup, the next thing I want to do is upgrade the monitors I use up here. It's a bit of a mismatch of displays at the moment, but I do plan to replace everything here soon with something more practical for the work I do up here. But that will no doubt be a video for another day. But yeah, this is where I do all my testing, and once I'm done I head downstairs to the studio, which many of you are no doubt very familiar with, and down there I have a proper lighting set up, sound deadening and all that good stuff to make the videos seem semi-professional. Of course I'm still in them, but there's only so much you can do. So I think we've covered everything here. Let's move over to the wall over here where I store most of my graphics cards. Well, at least the ones I often use for benchmarking. As you know, there's a heap more downstairs in the studio. Over here we have some more shelves with more things on them. This is my CPU section. These are where I store all the CPUs that I, as you might imagine, swap in and out of the test systems quite often. Anyway, I'd better wrap this up and get back to benchmarking those Ryzen 3 CPUs. They aren't going to test themselves, unfortunately. So the Corsair T1 Race. It looks to be a great quality chair, certainly much better than a lot of the gaming chairs I've seen over the years, and I'm keen to give it a really good workout. I'll probably move it downstairs to the studio soon so I can use it more regularly while filming these videos. The only potential issue I see here is the price. Like many Corsair products, the quality is very good, and it would want to be, as this thing costs $350 US or $500 Aussie. That sounds like a lot, and well, I know it is, but chairs are also quite expensive. An entry-level gaming chair, they start at about $180 US, and if I'm honest, at that price, all the models I've seen are pretty awful. Some of the better budget examples include the DX Racer Origin, that's priced at $240 US, though again it's not nearly as nice as the T1 Race. There's also the GT Omega Pro Racing, that's a good option at $270 US, and I prefer that to the DX Racer if I'm honest. Moving up the food chain and a bit closer to the T1 Racer's asking price is the AK Racing Prime, Gigabytes Aorus AGC300. And the Vertigi SL2000, all of which cost $300 US. For $330 US, there is the DX Racer Formula Series and the TT Esports GT Fit, but I still think I prefer Corsair's offering to both of those. At $350 though, you will want to make sure the T1 Race is the chair for you before dropping that kind of cash. At $300 for me, the T1 Race would be a no-brainer. $350 US though, I'd certainly be thinking twice about the purchase and weighing up my options. Still overall though, another nice new product from Corsair, and as I said, I'm keen to really put it to work, and well, that's exactly what I'm going to go do now as I finish my Ryzen 3 testing. I'm your host Steve, see you again next time guys.